I just don't feel emotionally invested in any of the guys, really. So
What about Hannah? Are you emotionally invested in him?
no, not really. But that's only because the context clues of her seeming like she's not into it is like, what am I rooting for?
Yeah.
It was when she was on our show. There was a caller, and I didn't like call her out for it because I didn't want to put her on the spot. But we had a caller that their question, it was, I'm 27, all my friends are married, I come from a small town, I feel like I'm fine with my singleness, I think, but my friends make me feel judged a little bit. Very common. And Hannah, to her credit, was just like, hey, girl, I get it. Like, I'm from Alabama, and like literally this happens to me. Like, this happens in my world at like 21. And she was like, I'm just in a very different place in my life than my friends. And I was just like, huh, really interesting for someone who we presume is engaged.
Right.
And so like, I found that really interesting. So I am very fascinated about the outcome of this season because no bachelorette has not gotten proposed to or engaged to.
Well, that's the thing is they broke the rules last season, so anything can happen.
Sure, but like, yeah. But that was a unique situation where Cassie's dad shows up and gave her permission to leave, and then it gave Colton permission to be like, hey, well, I want to get engaged, but you don't want to, so let's just date.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, that makes sense. That's super
the most
normal.
realistic thing.
Totally. But that doesn't have, like, again, every lead would prefer, like, it doesn't make it insincere, but it's just like there's a pressure that comes from Bachelor Nation. They're like, you're supposed to do this. This is how it works. And why don't you? And like, it's Bachelor Nation that usually applies this pressure.
Sure.
Because the few bachelors who didn't, it didn't go well for them.